Do 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 do, baby, baby, yeah. Mr. Frank just resubscribed again. The second time in like 4 days. Thank you for resubscribing again, Mr. Frank. I appreciate that. Resubscribe. Looking forward to tomorrow. You also subscribing again. And again and again and again. The next subscription is the best subscription. You know, three times the charm. Isn't that the old? Isn't that the old saying? Don't people say that? I mean, I say it all the time. I've said it like 6 times this morning before I even got out of bed. Like my mantra, my mantra. Three in the bush is worth 11 in the sack. The saying goes, that is a great saying. You catch more worms with honey than with honey badgers. I've actually tested that one, and I've actually caught more worms with honey badgers. So, not sure where that old folks' tale came from. It's not true, at least for me. Getting crap done today. You can learn a lot about a butcher by sticking your hand up his ass. God, one of my grandmother's favorite sayings. She would say that all the time. It's like my grandpa used to say, you'll get over that girl. There's plenty of crabs in the sea. Yeah. You are just spouting words of wisdom. I'm going to guess because the Alice Cooper show. I'm guessing because you saw Filter, and Filter, those great lyrics from 30, 40, 50 years ago. Hold on. All right. It's like Filter used to say. I don't know what they said. I was out in the parking lot for this. They probably did you missed like a good solid 25-minute set of their two songs. There's Nick Zinn. I got a bone to pick with you, buddy. I just have to say though, the guy who presses play right before Ministry starts their set did an amazing job. Yeah, I'm sure it was all backing tracks and a lot of samples. Yeah, Bone Pick, bitches. Bone Pick. That was my nickname in high school, Bone Pick. I'd be walking down the hall and all the teachers, principal, everybody was like, "Hey, Bone Pick, how's it going today?" I say, "Bone Pick's doing pretty good," because I was talking in third person when I was in high school, like Ricky Henderson. Yeah, Frank knows he's in trouble. Frank knows. It's not safe to go in the water, or maybe it is. Who can say? Here's my problem with you, Nick Zinn. You told me, oh, there's a shark movie on Hulu. Something in the water. So I say, self, talk to myself. I say, self, shark movie. This has got to be at least watchable, right? This is gonna be good. So let's watch this shark movie because Nick Zinn said there's a shark movie on Hulu, and I finished the second season of From. Phenomenal, by the way. Can't wait for the third season to start in a couple weeks. And so I start watching Something in the Water. It starts out fine. Two lesbian chicks holding hands. One of the lesbians gets her ass kicked. I'm like, yeah, neither girl is really all that attractive. Absolutely no boobs. Too skinny. Not great actresses. But whatever. Then we meet the rest of the female cast. None of them are attractive. None of them have boobs. None of them are wearing revealing outfits. The ones that you see their asses are they're very skinny and flat. There's Shelley. I'm giving my review of the awful movie that Nick Zinn made me watch yesterday. Nick Zinn owes me about an hour and a half of my life back, and I'm going to take it from him. So I watched this movie. It's about these 5 chicks who go off. It's like somebody's wedding. One of the most annoying one they all have really thick British accents. You can't even understand them. It was terrible because it's skinny. Exactly. So it is just so typical. The 5 of them get on a boat. It's the day before the one girl's wedding, and then the 2 lesbian chicks haven't talked since the attack. They're trying to get them back together, and then they go to this island, and then one of the girls, the token black girl, goes into the water, and the shark bites her for no reason. Then they get in the boat, and they hit a reef. No, sure, exactly. They hit a reef, and then the one girl, the bride, she can't swim, and then one by one they get picked off. And this just evil shark just is following around for no reason. Totally what sharks don't do. And it was a lot of the movie, an hour of this movie was them basically treading in water and getting sunburned. And I'm like, you saw the shark for like 5 seconds. Really bad CGI shark. The whole thing, you knew, okay, the main girl who had got her butt kicked in the beginning, you know she's the only one that's going to survive here. Or no, the girl that she was girlfriends with, she swam for help, and then she came back. And the other 3 women got killed. I'm sorry if I'm spoiler alert. I'm sorry if I'm ruining the movie, but you shouldn't watch this movie. It was awful. Dialogue was awful. Acting was awful. The CGI shark was awful. It would be funny if Nick is not listening. You would have to take him to task a second time. Oh, there will be no second time. Nick is going to watch this on replay if he's not listening right now. When you say to someone like me, a shark movie connoisseur, when you say, oh, there's a new shark movie on Hulu, you better know that that's a good shark movie. And I don't mean it's got to be a great shark movie. They're not gonna a movie I don't want to go, oh my God, that was better than Jaws. You know what I'm saying? That ain't ever gonna happen. But you have to give me something. You have to say, it wasn't a bad movie, but at least there was something happening. At least there was something happening in the movie. That shark movie that isn't Jaws, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. The one with Ryan Reynolds' wife wasn't bad. Only because the people who shoot in the camera, they got a lot of butt shots of her swimming around. The movie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That one with the giant black demon shark one on the oil rig, that was really cheesy, but that wasn't all that bad. I really like The Shallows. Isn't that the what's her name? Blake Lively? Isn't that movie? Or am I thinking of another movie? I don't know. I've seen a lot of shark movies. What's the one with LL Cool J though? I mean, that's a classic, right? That's a good one. So there's a lot of good shark movies. Watchable shark movies. I took a phone call as anything and said, well, then you're going to have to rewatch this on the when it goes live on YouTube. And also, you owe me an hour and a half of my life back. So I will not be taking any movie suggestions from Nick Zinn in the future. Because obviously, boy, I don't know what he's talking about. Going back to Cali, no, I think that was a LL Cool J song. Ladies love Cool James. So there you go. So I watched that. Oh, it was the shark movie, my friend. It was the shark movie. So I watched the garbage shark movie. I watched the last few episodes of From yesterday. And then my wife was here for a little bit yesterday. Brought me some Dunkin'. We hung out for a little bit before she had to go back to her mom's. I had football on. Very sad that the Raiders lost. That's my team. Very happy that the Jaguars lost because these fans are awful. And that was it. I can only point to the shark movie. Don't point to a movie unless you've seen it, you know it's a good movie, and you know I'm not going to be wasting my time. That's all I'm saying. I thought compared to this movie, I thought what was it, Below Paris? That shark movie was brilliant. At least it had some kind of plot to it. This was like a bad version of, what was the one, based on the true story that the divers didn't get back on the boat and the husband and wife or girlfriend and boyfriend floating around the ocean until the sharks attacked them. It was like that. Anyway, very, very upset at Nick. Very upset. I'm thinking next MondoCon where everything's going to have meat in it. I think that's the only way to really show him how mad I am. It did get me thinking though yesterday, although I'm too lazy to do it. I was like, I should look up shark movies and see what other shark movies maybe I haven't seen. You know? But then I was like, yeah, then I gotta look stuff up. I'm not doing all that. Were there any scalloped hammerheads? No, and I think that if you had just in the middle of the thing for no reason, you just had a scalloped hammerhead go by, I would have been like, you know what? 3 stars. You should have turned it off after a few minutes. It was one of those things I started watching and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens. All right, well, this has got to get better, right? And then Tom Duffy, I had messaged Tom and Frank, and Tom was like, oh, I saw that. That was awful. There were not a lot of sharks in it. I'm like, you know what? Now I got to see how bad this thing is. It's like a car wreck. You just got to watch. Benji was a great shark movie, and all of these sequels. Excuse me, I'm writing. I gotta write something down. Benji was a better shark movie than this thing. Like Hulu, what are you thinking? Why is my daughter paying all this money for Hulu for you to put junk like that on it? Like that, I don't understand. I just don't. The Meg. You know what? I liked the Meg, and I liked the Meg 2. Those were fun, stupid, mindless movies. They were what a shark movie needs to be. You're underwater a lot. You're seeing all kinds of things. Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I don't think I've seen that one. I don't think I watched that one. There's Amanda Ward. Amanda, if Nick Zinn tells you to watch a shark movie, do not watch the shark movie. Do not. He does not know what a good shark movie entails. And the one he told me to watch yesterday did not entail that. And I'm very upset. So there you go. I'm looking forward to Chinese buffet this week. Men in their shark movies. There's nothing wrong with a good shark movie, except when you give me a movie that is not a good shark movie, like Nick Zinn did yesterday. Real men love shark movies. No, Meg was a good movie. No, this was Something in the Water. It's on Hulu. And if I wasn't already stealing Hulu from my daughter's account, I would cancel Hulu right now. And be done with it. Yeah, stick with cheesin' is right. Cheesin'. Did to him. Jaws 3D. Jaws 3D was a better movie than Something in the Water. Jaws 3D made more sense than this movie. Jaws. Oh, anyway. The other night, my wife messaged me furious because her mother was watching not only Crocodile Dundee, but Crocodile Dundee 2. So she had to sit through probably about 3 hours of Crocodile Dundee movies. Oh, next page, Nick Zinn. You awful shark movie person. Next page. Imagine that, having to sit through Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. That's not a knife. I don't actually think I've ever seen those movies. And I intend to never see those movies. I'm sure Nick Zinn loves them and he will tell me to watch them on Hulu. Oh, you got to watch Crocodile Dundee 3D. Remember the 80s, everybody was in a rush to get to the third movie of any franchise so they could do a 3D movie. What was that one? The Piranha movie, right? It might have been called, I don't know, Piranha. I like that scene with Samuel L. Jackson's speech in Deep Blue Sea was epic. It was. That's a good movie. That was the LL Cool J one, right? What was the other one with the? They always have smart sharks and everything. Tom Duffy in the house. Are we talking about that awful shark movie? Oh, I just went off on a 15-minute rant about Nick Zinn and this awful movie. Crocodile Dundee Under Paris. That would make more sense. Crocodile Dundee hunting a shark in the waters underneath Paris would make more sense than this movie that Nick Zinn told me to watch. Something in the Water. You know what's in the water? Crap. Garbage acting. Not pretty women. Awful, cheesy CGI sharks. That is true too. Do not tell me to watch a shark movie on Hulu. I will not watch it, Nick. I'm telling you right now. I don't care if it's the best shark movie ever. I'm not watching it. We started watching that Ted Lasso show, and I really like it, even though I have no interest in sports. I never saw that. Everybody says I like him, but everybody always says that it's good. I just it's one of those where one of those where Shelley at some point is going to go, hey, let's watch this, and then we'll watch it. It was like a soap opera with a couple of sharks. Yeah, how many stars? I give it 0 stars. Literally the worst shark movie I've ever seen. Sharknado 1 through 15 had more appeal than this thing. It was like a soap opera. Oh, are the lesbians getting back together? You know, oh, we have the one girl we have the mean girl who always tells everybody what to do, but it's just because she's just a little girl inside. She's just scared. Come on. And of course, then at the end, to spoil it for you, at the end the lesbians are back together. They love each other. They've realized the last year apart has been awful, and all it took was CGI sharks to make them realize that they needed to be together. Which I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be totally honest with you. When me and Shelley first started dating, I was like, I don't know if I even want to be with her. I don't know if she's the one for me. And then we were stranded on that island off of St. Augustine together for like 4 days, and there were sharks everywhere, and I realized, you know what? I love her. Thank you, CGI sharks. Thank you. Duncan apparently has $6 meal deals. I like that your Twitch had a Duncan commercial. Of course my Twitch had a Duncan commercial. What's all the noise out here? What's in the $6 meal deal? Is it like a coffee and french fries? You get like a donut with that or something? Oh, that's interesting. Next time you come over, you're gonna have to figure out what that is. You'll have to bring us bagel sandwich, tots, and coffee. Ooh, that sounds good. No, I don't care. I like the sandwich. I'm a bigger fan of the sandwich. My wife loves their tots, I think. I don't remember. She loves tots in general, so. When we were driving back from Nashville, several times we passed billboards, Wendy's billboards, and they all had nugs on it. And that just drives me insane. Even in that made-up story, no one would believe you ever thought you didn't want to be with me. Come on, I know. I'm just making up stories. Oh, I didn't tell everybody. I have a story. And yes, I do love tater tots. See, I thought so. But do you like the Dunkin' Donuts tater tots? To see what Amanda said, $6 meal deal. That sounds good. That almost sounds good enough for me to leave the house. I mean, not right now where I'm live on Twitch. And also, it's cloudy out. I don't like driving in the clouds. Dunkin' Tots are mid. What's the best tot out there for you, Mr. Frank? Name some of your favorite tots. When we first moved over here to this part of Jacksonville, there was a restaurant. It's now like a seafood restaurant now, but it was a restaurant, and they had tater tots on the menu. And Shelley always got very excited whenever we went anywhere and they had tater tots. Sonic has some pretty serviceable tots. So you're not looking at like you're not looking at any place like, oh my God, you gotta go here. This shark movie on Hulu is the greatest tots ever. None of that. I still do. Serviceable doesn't sound like exactly. Serviceable sounds like, all right, so I ate it and I didn't immediately throw it up. Shelley says Sonic has good chili cheese tots. There you go. Why don't we ever go to Sonic? Do we even have a Sonic over here? There's certain places like we never go. I don't know if it's because we don't have it over here or we just don't even think about it. Because it feels like we eat the same like 4 or 5 fast food places over and over and over. If I get a burger and I can upgrade from fries to tots, I always do. That's a good point right there, Tom. That's a good point. Tots are the best because even cooked in the oven, they're crispy. That is very, very true. Tots are delicious. I don't know why I don't eat them more. From now on, anywhere we go, honey, meaning Shelley, not meaning Tom, if they have tots instead of fries, I would like to upgrade to the tots. Other than that, your best bet is a bag of frozen McCain tots and cook them up nice, crispy in the oven. Yeah, they are really good. We don't have one on our side of town. Yeah. Maybe we'll have to have a road trip. One of the barbecue places has tots covered in meat, I think. She says, I always do. Tots are delicious. I should eat more tots. Tots bar at MondoCon next year. All the various different kinds of tots. No, I want to. I know. So do I. I'm like, I wish we had a bag of tots in the freezer. Well, Frank said tots bar, so Shelly's gonna do it. We still have like 47 pounds of M&Ms in the house somewhere. Thanks to Frank. Next year, if Frank's like, oh, I want M&Ms at the end on Monday when he leaves, I'm opening the container and I'm just dumping all of the M&Ms in his bag. Tots equals vegetarian. Vegetarian. I thought that was like your superhero name. Not if you top them with meat. That is true. We would definitely top them with some pulled pork. Exactly. Gotta top them with the meat. Exactly. Good times. I like how we're talking about bad shark movies and tater tots. Not sure what else there really is in this world to talk about. Speaking of Mr. Frank, I have a good story, but I don't know if I want to just waste it today on you guys. I don't know if I want you to. Nick should probably pay for a story time since he screwed me out of an hour and a half of my life yesterday. Pulled pork bar at MondoCon next year. Shelly does do some really good pulled pork. So that might be happening. I think she got these claw things too. I think somebody bought her or something. She rips through the meat, rips through the bone like live, like the animal's still alive, and she just claw on the meat and then she cooks it. So it's really, really, really fresh. Except then we got this moose carcass in the backyard we don't know what to do with. That's always the problem. Then all the grizzly bears come out. Oh, the exploding bear claws. Exactly. Because you leave the moose body out there and then the freaking polar bears come out of the woods. And then, it's just blood everywhere. It's just a nightmare. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story which was really just a lie. The lie is not the story. The lie is what I told in the story. Watching a good bear movie. There are no good bear movies. There's only Bad News Bears is the best bear movie ever. Not the sequels, though. So I'm at BoucherCon. I'm sitting with several other authors at a table. I've just met them. Not really. Moose carcass Tom's is going to get. Probably. So I'm sitting at a table and we're talking, and somebody said, because I had mentioned I'm a full-time author, and one of them said, when did you really, really realize that this is what you wanted to do in life? Okay. Hold on, we'll get to that, Ms. Frank. I don't want to ruin my train of thought. And as we're sitting there, there's a bunch of guys. There's like 2 other conventions going on at the same time BoucherCon is going on. One of them was the clogging championship. So all the little John Benet Ramsey makeup girls in their little tap shoes annoying the hell out of you. And then a bunch of guys in suits. And I don't know why I said this. But I said, hold on, let me get a cup of coffee before I tell you my answer, I said to these people. Then I went up, and then the lady made me coffee. And then I drank the coffee, and I told the story. I said, when I was a retail manager back in New Jersey, I worked for Bass shoes. And we had a managers meeting in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And all this part is true. We really did have a managers meeting in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We were there for like the weekend. And we were in a convention center, and there was another convention going on. There was another group at the same time, and it was a writers' convention going on. And I was sitting in our little room with the managers, and I can see across the hall all these writers. And I'd been writing then, nothing serious. And I knew I didn't want to be in this room. I knew I wanted to be in that room. And I kept getting up and kind of going towards the door and trying to eavesdrop and listen in. And I realized at that moment in my life that I did not want to be a retail manager for the rest of my life. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be in that room. I wanted to be doing what they were doing. And everybody at the table was like, "Oh my God, that is wonderful." On and on. A complete lie. Just complete fiction. There was no other convention. There wasn't a convention at all. We were basically just in a hotel, in a meeting room with like a dozen of us in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I didn't. There was no thought at that point of being a writer. I mean, I was a writer, but there was no thought of, hey, I'm going to do this for, realistically, I'm going to be able to do this for a living. But I told that story, and then I told my wife that story that night, and she was, like, you could tell she was just like, well, you're a liar, and that was, maybe you shouldn't have done that. And you know what? I just say, you know what? It's the experience. It's part of being a writer is to make stuff up, and being able to make stuff up at the drop of a hat right there. Boom. I'm going to tell you this BS story. I also learned that from my dad. My dad would tell a story like that. Everything my dad said was his own version of the truth, and none of it was really anyone else's truth. Sounds like someone is about to get free rent. So yeah, as a writer, you should have a good origin story, right? And isn't that a good origin story? Right? The one where, oh, a radioactive spider bit me, and now I wear this red outfit and jump around. That's already been taken. That one's already been used, so. Good times. Well, I thought that was a good story. You know, to tell strangers that I will probably never meet again. Although, I wish I could remember which one's there, because if I run into any of them again, they'll be like, hey, tell that story of why you want to become a writer. Because they were all very impressed with that one. They were all very impressed. Like, they were like, all like, oh, yeah, so I read Stephen King when I was 12, and I just wanted to be a writer from then. And my thing is really, I read Dean Koontz when I was 12, and I want to be a writer. That's really my origin story. So there you go. That's now you got my fake superhero origin story. My wife was supposed to be back home last night. She left Thursday and went to her mom's. But then her sister was like, oh, I want to stay until Wednesday. I want to add 3 more days to my trip. So what do you say? You know? So now my wife is there until Wednesday. But I've been eating all the food in the house and all the snacks and everything else, thinking my wife's going to come home Sunday night. So now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for lunches and dinners now the next couple of days. I mean, there's tons of food in the house. I had this spicy tortilla soup, chunky spicy tortilla soup today, and it was, for me, it was very spicy. For like Tom or Frank, they'd be like, whatever. There's not even any heat in this thing. For me, my nose was dripping. It was good though. It was very good. Big chunks of white meat chicken and other things in it. I don't even know what the hell was in it. That's what I had for lunch. There are M&Ms. I don't know where the M&Ms are, Amanda. My wife hides the M&Ms. because she knows I'm going to eat the M&Ms. We collectively ate. She and I we ate the peanut butter ones, but there's still plain and peanut in the house somewhere, and I don't want to start rifling through dressers and stuff like that because then if I find them, I'm just going to eat all of them, and that's probably not good for me. My goal was to have lost weight by the time we started hitting these conventions, and I've actually probably gained weight. So once I hurt my knee like 3 months ago, I just gave up on the walking thing, which is not good. And I did really well in Nashville. 4 days, I hit my no problem, and then we came back, and I was like, meh. When did you know you wanted to eat M&Ms for a living? We were very poor growing up, and I was at a friend's house, Eric, and he had one of those fun packs of M&Ms. I had never even heard of M&Ms. I didn't even know snack was a thing. I thought you just ate food. Here is your chunk. Here is your one potato for dinner. Here is your 4 grains of rice for dinner. Here is a piece of squirrel meat. You know, that was food. There wasn't no snacking. There wasn't. There was water. That was it. I didn't know about soda or any of these fancy Kool-Aids and high C's and so I didn't know about any of that. And he had a pack of M&Ms and he said, "Here, try one of these. This will change your life." And I said, "No, nothing will change my life." I think I was like 9 or 10 years old at that point. I said, "Nothing except for the touch of a good woman can change my life." I was wrong. I had one green M&M and everything changed. And I knew right then and there I was going to eat as many M&Ms as I possibly could before the day I died. I also know because based on when we, for the wedding, we had to put together, we did our colors for the wedding. So we were like, we bought M&Ms and it was right before Easter, which was good because they had all the different various purples and different yellows and the different colors for M&Ms. So we took our 2 colors that we were going to use, which we did a giant thing of M&Ms, was one of the things at our wedding. And all the other ones were like, all right, well, we'll just eat these. And I put 87 M&Ms in my mouth. 87. That was my new record. Might be a world record. I don't know. I didn't call Guinness before I started. And I think there's a procedure to that. So 87 M&Ms I had in my mouth. But then it was you couldn't chew them because there was no room. But I did manage to eat all of them. Michael O'Connell, hiya writer people. What's going on, Mike? Looking forward to seeing you again on Thursday. Miss Frank says, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I discovered I'm too old to be standing on the lawn of the Arts Center all day to watch a show. Really? You didn't bring a chair with you or a blanket? That's what you should have done. Yeah, it was probably a long show. A bunch of people that I went to I graduated with were there also on the lawn, and they were taking lots of videos. But I didn't see the girl with the purple hair. I'm too old to even think about going to a concert at this point in my life. You can't bring chairs and blankets into the Arts Center. You have to rent them. Seriously? Wow. Wow. Man, they get you coming and they get you going. I'm sure the tickets were stupid. I'm sure parking was ridiculous. I'm sure there were people there. I could see Frank shaking his lawn and a fist on any lawn. Yeah, I could see that. If you bring in a bag, it has to be cut because you're going to sneak in a bazooka, kill Rob Zombie. Dude already looks dead. It is ridiculous. It's a little sus, if you're asking me. I don't really know if you were asking me or not. So I think we've settled a few things here today. I think we got a lot of good observations out of the way. Don't ask Nick Zinn for movie recommendations. There's got to be some really good shark movies I'm still missing. And I think we all love tater tots. Apparently, you could bring in all the weed you want. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure it was fragrant, as the young kids say. I don't know if they said that. Did you bring? As long as you bring your weed in your clear plastic bag. I did try looking for a new documentary to watch, but there's literally nothing on every channel. Michael J. I don't like tater tots. Well, you're an idiot. Let's just be honest. How do you not like tater tots? I knew there was something wrong with you. Don't come to the Chinese buffet on Thursday. That's it. You're banned. I'm gonna go let them people. I'm gonna say, hey, make sure you make tater tots. And this guy, he can't eat any Chinese food. He only wants tater tots. Pretty sure I saw some dude growing his own. Was that Token Tom? Yeah, Mr. Frank. Yeah, he's dead to me too. Wait till Shelly hears that. Well, I guess Michael O'Connell isn't coming to MondoCon next year because we're gonna have a tater tot bar. Oh well. Pre-chewed French fries are not my thing. They're not pre-chewed. You need to stop right now. I don't know how your wife makes them, but if she's pre-chewing them, I want to be honest with you, Mike. She's making them wrong. That's not how you make them. They're like tiny little hash browns. Fucking delicious. Good times. Good times. I need to. I need to write like another 100 words on this. Does he hate all potatoes and the Irish? Are you married to Alicia Silverstone? All right, pre-chewed and then refried, and then you still have to bake them. No, they are shredded, not pre-chewed, and you zip it. Exactly, Mike. You're gonna get yourself banned from MondoCon. Ooh. Seafood. I have a book question when done. Go ahead. Hit me with the book question. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Hit me with your pet shark. Ms. Frank's answer, $2.99. In that Noir City series, why is New Jersey a book but not Shore City? So there's also a Newark one, but there are. I'm gonna look right now. There's an Alabama one. Got them all lined up. Copenhagen. Let me see if there's any that are. There's a Milwaukee one. Mumbai. Yeah, there's a lot more city ones. Two California ones. And then what is the classic versions like Chicago Classic Noir? So that is like a best of. I think there's new stories that are previously published in those. 3 or 4 different of those have those. There's Los Angeles has like 2 books. Then there's a Los Angeles best of classic or something. Yeah, there's 70-some books. There's no Jacksonville one, which is annoying. And every time I post a video, I make sure to say, "Hey, when are we getting a Jacksonville one?" I would love to put that together. There's enough authors in and around. Haiti Noir, Helsinki, Istanbul, Constantinople, Mexico, and Mexico City. I don't know if they're still putting those books out. I just know there's 70-something of them, and I need all of them. I don't know if it's every city either, or every something in every state. But there's like 70-something of them, so I would imagine most places. You know, you got Chicago, you got Detroit, you got there's a New York one, but then there's also Brooklyn, there's also the Bronx, all those. I'm reading Milwaukee now. I have the Milwaukee, right? Yeah, I haven't read the Milwaukee one yet. I'm gonna laugh when they put out a Jacksonville noir and it's about Jacksonville, North Carolina. Right, exactly. I will not laugh. You will laugh. I will not laugh at that. I will not think that that's funny. Not funny at all. Come on, we got me here. I'm here. I can write a story. The Michael Wiley can write a story. Lots of other people. A lot of them. Several of them. I need to get back to reading these. I keep collecting them. I keep ordering from thrift books, so they're like $4 and $5 and $6 and $7 each. I don't care if they're like in great shape as long as they're readable. Like the cover's bent. Who cares? It is as bad as this certain shark movie. Like some of them I've read about 6 or 7 of them. Some of them are like you've never heard of any of the authors. And then other ones, like I read the Boston one, the first Boston one is like Dennis Lehane has a story in it. You know what I mean? So it's like you just never know who's going to be in there. They could do a book with only writers named Mike. You mean Michael Noir? Win Noir. Not one lake shark. That's crazy. I started reading them. I read the ones like, oh, we're going to Atlanta. I'm going to bring the Atlanta one with me. Oh, we're going to somewhere. I'm going to bring that one with me. Oh, I'm going to read the New Jersey one. I'm going to read the Philadelphia one because we're going to Philadelphia. So we're going to Tampa. I'm going to read the Tampa one. Tuscaloosa, if they have it, I don't have it yet. I'm sure I will get a copy soon. The Sayreville Noir one should be excellent when that comes out. It'll basically be about each story will be from a different member of Skid Row, basically talking about why they will never work with Sebastian Bach. Sheboygan? There might be a Sheboygan. Staten Island? Tehran. Tehran. Twin Cities. Providence. They even have a prison noir that I have. There's a Portland noir. I don't know if it's Portland, Maine or Portland, Oregon, though. And I'm not getting up to look. Brick City showing Jacksonville, Michaels, Brat Noir. I think there's a Nashville. I don't think I have the Nashville, do I? No. I have Paris and Pittsburgh. The Twin Cities of Paris and Pittsburgh. They have Baghdad Noir at the Tuscaloosa Library, which does make sense. Toledo, yeah, there's a Toledo. Chuck said TBRCon was mid. Lots of books of horror people looking for books of horror books. That sounds about right. Yeah, like I said, I'm doing AuthorCon in St. Louis next month, and then I'm doing AuthorCon. Me and Tom got a table in Williamsburg next year, and then that'll be it for AuthorCons and any of those types of things for me. I will only be doing crime thriller specific things, which there are about 1,000 of them, so not that big of a deal. I heard that song before. Yeah, but this time this song is real because my wife put the hammer down. I realize I'm wasting time. But my goal is for these two author cons to sell every horror thing that I own. As far as horror-based cons, yeah, that'll be it. Well, I'm not really putting stuff out. So I sent a message to Severed Press and I was like, hey, when am I getting my edits? I gave you that crap in July, and they're like, oh, in the next week you'll get them. All right. I will not be going to AuthorCon anymore. Finances. Maybe I'll see you around at some other convention or something. Or maybe I'll see you at MondoCon. Who knows? I know Alex from Iowa and his new blushing bride will be in St. Louis. Apparently they're going to drive up or drive down, or I don't know, wherever the hell Iowa is, to St. Louis. But they will be there. Horror-based cons are the Nick Zinn shark movie recommendations of the convention. Exactly. You want to know what horror conventions are coming up? Just look at Tommy Clark's thing, because he goes to all of them. He's gone to every convention this year except for MondoCon. Alex has all that honeymoon money, apparently. Apparently his wife bought him a decent copy of the Defenders #1 comic book. I'm not sure how much she paid for that thing. I think it's like about a $400 issue in decent shape. So, he started listening to Defenders dialogue and got back into comic books, I guess. Chuck said Tommy was trying to tell him how to be a better writer. Oh my God, that had to be a great conversation. I'd rather do MondoCon than any AuthorCon. Are you trying to kiss my ass here, Nick? Because it's working. You know what? I forgive you for the shark movie thing. Everybody makes a mistake. You know what? You're back in my good graces. You can come to the Tater Tot Bar next year. Oh no, thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some deals and stuff on my paperbacks and all the print books I have here because I need the space. I have you back to work. Good day. Good day to you, Nick Zinn. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. We'll also have a crime thriller release coming out from a small press. I haven't signed the contract yet. It's been like 2 years they've been looking at it. They finally agreed that they want to release it next year, but I don't have a contract yet, so I don't really want to say anything. Oh, and how to be a more inclusive writer. Does he even know what that word even means? What does that even mean? To Tommy, what does that mean? I'll see you on Thursday, Mike. Ravensdale, God no. They did contact me though. They did contact me to, and I was like, yeah, no, not interesting, considering you don't even edit your books, and your covers are awful, and your contracts are awful, and I remember what Jay Wilburn went through. So no thanks. And then they started announcing all of these signings, and I'm thinking, you're a moron. Yes, I will. I will see you, and I will eat some Chinese food. Probably means telling everyone on Facebook they're racist because they eat Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, I would imagine that's probably part of it. What a nightmare. What a freaking nightmare. Tommy did the he did the forward to the next my next short story collection coming out in November. I asked Tommy Clark to write something up, and he did. Kissed my ass a lot, which was great. Good for the ego. All good. All of it is good. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've hit my 500 words for this short story I just started. The story's got to be between 2,000 and 7,500 words. So I'll probably hit for like 3,000 words or something. I never want to get to the top of that because you realize that magazines and anthologies have only X number of words they can print. So I always try to get towards the low end of that scale whenever possible. And that Wednesday when I wrote that flash fiction piece, I cleaned it up this morning and sent it out. So that is also out. So everybody, thank you for hanging out with me. I don't know, I'll be on tomorrow or I won't be on tomorrow. I'm going to be honest with you. Those are the 4 choices. If I'm in the mood, I will be on. If I'm not in the mood, I will not be on. How's that sound? Does that sound good to you? It sounds good to me. Like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you follow me on the YouTube. Talk to you later. You have a great day. Light watch and I might not. I don't even know what the hell that means, Frank.